I love Legos. Welcome to your online math lesson. Today we're going to study the distributive property, and we're going to look at how we can use that distributive property with variables as we explore algebra. But first, let me start you off with this. Why are fish terrible tennis players? It's because they always stay away from the net. See the drum? It's like when it's funny. Speaking of drums, why is a broken drum the best Christmas present you can give somebody? Well, because you can't beat it. Yeah, all right. So let's jump into this distributive property, and I'm going to give you a simple math problem here of 2, and I'm going to multiply that 2 by 14, and when I do that, I get an answer of 28. But what is 14? What does that mean? Well, let's quantify it, and literally the quantity is 14. So imagine I have 14 of something. Isn't 14 the same thing as 10 plus 4? So what if I rewrote this and thought, well, 14 is really 10 plus 4. And I really have 2 of these 10 plus 4s. Now, we know 10 plus 4 is 14, and I know 2 of 14 is 28. So is 2 of 10 plus 4 also 28? Yeah, it is. Not only that, I can distribute this out now, and I can say, well, this is really the same thing as 2 10s and 2 4s. Now let's check our math here to make sure that is accurate. Now if I have 2 10s, this would be 20. And if I have 2 4s, that would be 8. And math is my authority. 20 plus 8 is 28. And I have the same answer for both. So whether I want to do 2 times 14 or 2 times 10 and 2 times 4, I come out with the same answer. That's the distributive property. So what does that have to do with algebra? We'll take a look at this. We're going to put a variable in there and see if we can distribute it out. All right. So I'm going to give you a fairly simple math problem here where I'm going to stick with that 2 times something, and I want you to really don't get intimidated when this variable comes in. I'm going to pick a variable, and we're going to call it W. I like W for today. And I've got W here, and let's say I'm going to add 3 to W. Now, before you get in this mindset where you have to think that you need to figure out what W is going to equal, because there's no equal sign in this right now with an answer, I can't solve this for W. I'm going to have to just be okay with W being a mystery, right? It's like, what's going to be in the next season of Raising Dion? It's a mystery. We don't know until it comes out. So I've got 2 times W plus 3. And I'm going to write this in an expanded version. Well, that means I have 2 of W. So I have 2, I'm going to put this X here. That means I have 2 times W. And it means I have 2 times 3. So 2 times W plus 2 times 3 is equal or equivalent to if I were to combine the W and the 3 into a problem. Oh, I gotta stay consistent here. Sorry about that. Sometimes I use dots. On the math programs on the computer, sometimes you're gonna see asterisks. We got to get used to all of these different ways that it's represented, because sometimes in the different programs, you got what you got, and you got to use it to communicate. Let's test this to verify if it's true. Give me something that W could equal. 17, good choice. I would have picked 17 too. Let's pick 17 and plug that in for W. So that means I have 17 plus 3, which is 20. 2 times 20 would equal 40. All right, is that going to be equivalent here? Well, I have to plug 17 in for W again. And so I would have 2 times 17 2 times 17 gives me 34. And then I have 2 times 3, which is 6. 34 plus 6 equals 40. It works both ways. I can distribute these out. That's awesome. I'm going to show you one more example, and then I'm going to turn you loose because I don't think you want to watch me doing math for 30 minutes when you could be doing this on your own. It's pretty awesome. So how can I use the distributive property? Now I want to show you a different kind of problem so that we can get used to the variable being in different positions. So what if my problem was W times 10? No, I want to rewrite that. W times 3 plus 7, which yes, we know is 10. But that means I would have W times 3, or 3W, plus W times 7, 7W, and I could combine 3 W's and 7 W's to make 10 W's. Or I could add these together and get 10 here and do W times 10 and get 10 W's. Both methods work. The distributive property is awesome. It really helps me break things down into different groups. Like if I had 4 apples and I had 2 oranges, I could break them down into 2 groups of 2 apples and 1 orange. Let me show you what that would look like. If I have 4 apples and 2 oranges, I could really say I have 2 of 2 apples and 1 orange. I'm distributing this out. It's the same kind of stuff. All right. Thank you guys for watching this. This has been another Abraham Lincoln 6th grade math lesson. If you have any questions, email me, email your teacher, give it a shot, jump right in. Don't be afraid of this math. Get it done. Feel confident. Check out Khan Academy for some extra practice. Good luck, guys. You got this. If you're watching this on Monday, it's May 4th. May the 4th be with you always.